DC's chaotic prince of crime, Batman's #1 op, and every edgy guy that thinks he's misunderstood's Halloween costume because Joker's just like me. The Joker is undeniably one of the most iconic villains ever, and can most definitely spice up any story he's in and drive up ticket sales to any cameo he has. The trade-off being that none of the other beloved characters that Batman have get to share in that spotlight. And even when they do, the Joker is back there in the shadows, ready to steal the spotlight. But when you go all in with the unpredictable clown, you might find out that the joke's on you. Thus, the Joker problem. What's poppin', Shaman? And let me make one thing clear with this video. When I'm talking about the Joker, I'm not saying that he's a bad character. They should get rid of him. On the contrary, I think Joker is an amazing character that I'd love to see, and I think it's very versatile. Just take a look at how every actor has portrayed this character in such a different way, from Heath Ledger's amazing performance to whatever the heck Jared Leto was doing with this one. So I state all that to make it clear that the Joker as a character will always work. The problem stems from the character being overused. It feels like DC is not confident in any project that doesn't incorporate the Joker in it somehow. If you're more of a casual fan that absorbs only one type of media from DC, maybe just like the movies or something, this problem might not be that apparent to you. But if you're a person that absorbs DC media in a facet of different ways, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. Is that a game based on DC properties? Well, you better put Joker as DLC. Did I see you make a storyline that works perfectly fine without the Joker? Well, you better shove him in there at the end and make him the mastermind behind the whole scheme. Wait a minute, we only got one Joker? Nuh-uh, we got 3 of them now. It's me, Joker. The favoritism towards Joker became so apparent during the last Crisis event, with a character called the Batman Who Laughs. And if you're looking at this character now and you're thinking, wow, that looks like if Batman and the Joker did the fusion dance, well, you're not too far off, because this is a Bruce Wayne that got infected by the Joker toxin and became a Jokerized Batman. A character who started off the new Crisis event for DC in 2017, and since then has been in every comic book in DC in some form of capacity till 2021. That is 4 years of whenever you open a comic book, you're gonna see this Jokerized Batman smile. And with that, it leaves me and so many other fans just jokered out. Like, yes, we can love that big red smile when we see it, but it is also a disappointment. Because if we take a moment and be honest, we all know that Batman has one of the richest rogues gallery in comic book history, with villains who are each as dangerous, tragic, and complex as a Joker, yet really get a moment in the spotlight like they deserve. And each villain has an important part to play in Batman's story. The only other superhero that has a rogues gallery even close to this is Spider-Man. And I don't think I'm alone in this sentiment. Let's take Mr. Freeze as an example. He's probably one of the most beloved Batman villains, with a tragic backstory of wanting to save his frozen wife. He's a cold and calculated criminal, not having a grandiose plan of taking over the world, just wanting to save the person that he loves. A character that makes Batman question himself and that Batman can sometimes side with in some regards, but because of the different approach of solving a problem, they end up at odds. The relationship between these characters is so iconic that the original animated movie that they were both featured in won an award for Best Home Movie. And for the time for a comic book animated show to get that was a big deal. So you think a character that was so critically acclaimed that we would get to see a lot more of him on the big screen? Well, we haven't got to see Mr. Freeze in live action in 26 years, in 1997. And the only droplets we even get from this character afterwards is a cool fight on Arkham City and whatever the heck this is in Suicide Squad. Ugh. And if that hasn't racked your brain yet, think about this. Poison Ivy, probably one of the most iconic female villains in history, has not been brought on the big screen or used in really any big meaningful way since that same movie that Mr. Freeze is in. That is 26 years of no Poison Ivy on the big screen. In that time frame, the Joker has been the main villain in 4 different Arkham games, has had 4 iterations of him on the big screen, gonna be 5 when the new Peter Gunn one comes out, has his own solo movie, has his own Crisis event, and much, much more. Are you seeing the favoritism yet? And hey, it's cool to see the Joker in so many medias. I'm just saying, I wish that the other villains could get some of that limelight as well. And for anyone that thinks that Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy are just old and they wouldn't work in this day and age, understand that Bane, yes, Bane, who was probably one of the greatest villains in the Dark Knight trilogy, was also in that 1997 movie with Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze. And he became such a beloved character from his new betrayal that it had people wearing the Bane mask and talking just like him, so much so that even South Park made an episode on the character. So it's so crazy to me to think that if they could do that with Bane, imagine what would happen if you gave that same treatment to other beloved Batman villains. But even when they do give characters a moment to shine, it is undermined by the Joker, stealing the spotlight and lurking in the shadows, being the mastermind of every story that DC has put out as of late. For example, look no further than Black Mask in Batman Arkham Origins. And yes, Batman Arkham Origins had its own little problems that people were not happy about, from misleading fans with its trailers to being feeling like a downgrade from Arkham City, and also having people think that Deathstroke was going to be more than a one-off boss, even though he was a really good boss. But I think the straw that broke the camel's back was the handling of Black Mask and the reveal that came after, as people see him as untapped potential, me included. Because unlike the other mob bosses, if written right, Black Mask could be more of a physical and financial threat to Batman, being like a kingpin level threat to Batman, where he could even have his own secret identity akin to Bruce Wayne, where he's a playboy friendly guy in the daytime, but at night he's running the streets. But instead of getting to see a character like that being fleshed out and taken to a whole new level with the Arkham series, instead, we get the Joker again. And this is when you could really see the clown fatigue kick in for some people. Because yes, it is cool to see the Joker, but it sucks that we almost got to have a really interesting development with a character just to get baited and switched at the end. And that's really what it is boiled down to as of late. The Joker has gone from DC's wild card to DC's safe pick and become its crutch in a way. Joker always has to be the main bad guy, always has to have a master plan going, always has to be in the shadows, has slowly gotten stronger through the years, able to go one-on-one with Batman, which is not his character at all. And to me, it has started to become too much. So call the Joker problem what you want. If it's being overused, people not taking as much chances, or just over exaggeration or fatigue. And why I call this the Joker problem, because you cannot fix a problem unless it is addressed. But I'm sure so many other Batman fans and other comic book fans would just love to see the other Batman villains that we grew up with during all the Batman iterations. Yes, every Superman needs his Lex Luthor and every Spider-Man needs the Green Goblin. So I never want to take Joker away from Batman. He's a perfect foil to how the Batman thinks, constantly telling the Batman that he's one bad day away from being like him. But that's the thing. Batman's rogues gallery is all like that to him. To Two-Face, who's a constant reminder of Batman's failures and how he can't save everyone. To the small fry of Joe Chill, who's a person that killed Batman's parent, showing that the crime and corruption in Gotham is the driving force for Batman, not just one singular character. You need them all to really paint the picture. The city is filled with crime and corruption, from people running behind the scenes like the Court of Owls, to big hitters like Killer Croc, to even just one-off guys with guns that could kill a rich kid's family like Joe Chill. So to reiterate what I said in the beginning, I think there's a few things that DC could do to help fix this Joker problem. Let's start with the movies. I know Peter Gunn's going to be doing a whole new universe with the Batman and all that. And I'm hoping that the Joker is a character that we wait to build up with. Give us all the villains that people have been wanting to see, which I think Peter Gunn might do, as he's always going for more obscure characters and teams. So let's see our Mad Hatters, our Prometheuses, our Poison Ivies, because people are not having any shortage of Joker content right now. And yeah, for all the other forms of media, yeah, you don't have to get rid of the Joker. No one's gonna make you give up that cash cow. Just please try some other characters, and when you do, just give us an iteration of them that we can actually palate and enjoy. Don't kill them off right away, give them time to grow, and you'll see that people will enjoy the content that you make more. So yes, the Joker is a fascinating character that I don't want to get rid of, and I know that would break so many people's hearts if they didn't get to see the Joker again. All I'm saying is, hey, pay attention to the other fans. People want to see other things and see something new. So I think this whole reset with the DC movie universe will be a great positive thing, hopefully, for a lot of fans. I do find this problem kind of funny though, because the Joker's whole thing is wanting all the attention on him. So Joker in real life is just doing what Joker does, being the center of attention for all of us to see. And if you liked and subscribed to this video, thank you so much. You should check out one of these. It will hold you over to our next upload. See you next time. Peace.